Picture a queen, once the most powerful woman in England, now standing on a scaffold, her neck bared for the axe, or worse, a sword. Betrayed by her husband, her court, even her own words, she faces a death so shocking it still haunts us. This is the horror of Anne Boleyn's execution, a story of love, lies, and a blade that changed history. Grab a seat, because this one's going to cut deep. Welcome to History, Grandpa, where we unearth the darkest tales of history. Today, we're diving into the tragic fall of Anne Boleyn, the queen who stole a king's heart, sparked a revolution, and paid with her life. Was she a scheming seductress or a pawn in a deadly game? Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's unravel the chilling truth behind her horrifying end. Here we go. It's the 1520s England, and the Tudor court is a glittering snake pit. Enter Anne Boleyn, a noblewoman with sharp wit, dark eyes, and ambition to match. She's not your typical royal bride, no blonde hair or demure smile here. Anne's bold, educated in France, and knows how to work a room. By 1526, she's caught the eye of King Henry VIII, a man used to getting what he wants. Problem is, he's married to Catherine of Aragon, a Spanish queen who's given him no son, just a daughter, Mary. Henry's obsessed with securing his dynasty, and Anne. She's his ticket to a new start. Anne plays her cards like a pro. She refuses to be Henry's mistress, holding out for a crown. It's a risky move. Imagine saying no to a king who's basically a spoiled toddler with an army. But it works. Henry's smitten, writing her love letters that'd make a rom-com blush. To marry her, he needs to ditch Catherine, but the Catholic Church says no divorce. So Henry does the unthinkable. He breaks England from Rome, creating the Church of England in 1533. Anne's not just a love interest, she's a catalyst for a religious earthquake. By January 1533, they're secretly married, and she's pregnant, crowned queen in a lavish ceremony. The court's buzzing, but half of it hates her guts. Anne's reign is a whirlwind. She gives birth to Elizabeth in September 1533. Not the son Henry wanted, but a future legend. She pushes Protestant reforms, making enemies among Catholic nobles. Her sharp tongue doesn't help. She's not afraid to clap back at courtiers or even Henry. For a while, she's untouchable, running the show with charm and brains. But the clock's ticking. Miscarriages follow, and Henry's eyes wander to Jane Seymour, a quiet blonde who's everything Anne isn't. By 1536, Anne's on shaky ground. She's given Henry a daughter, a new church, but no male heir. In Tudor England, that's a death sentence. The storm breaks in April 1536. Anne's accused of adultery, treason, and, get this, incest with her brother, George Boleyn. The charges are wild, like something out of a soap opera, but they're deadly serious. Henry, fed up and eager for Jane, buys the story. Was it true? Probably not. Historians like Alison Weir say the evidence was flimsy. Gossip, vague confessions, no solid proof. Anne's real crime? Failing to deliver a son and making too many enemies. Thomas Cromwell, Henry's right-hand man, orchestrates her downfall, framing her to clear the path for Jane. It's a masterclass in betrayal, and Anne's caught in the crosshairs. The trial's a sham. In May 1536, Anne faces a panel of 26 peers, including her own uncle, who don't dare cross Henry. She's accused of sleeping with 5 men, including George. and plotting to kill the king. The evidence? Sketchy at best. Dates don't line up. Witnesses contradict themselves. Anne defends herself with fire, denying everything. But it's no use. The court's rigged, and the verdict's guilty. Her brother and the others are executed, their heads rolling before hers. Anne's locked in the Tower of London, once her palace, now her prison. She's not just losing her crown, she's losing her life. May 19th, 1536, is the day of horror. Anne sentenced to die, but Henry, in a twisted act of mercy, hires a French swordsman instead of an axeman. Beheading's bad enough, but a sword? It's precise, theatrical, and terrifying. Anne walks to the scaffold at the tower, dressed in gray, her dark hair pinned up to expose her neck. She gives a speech, calm and dignified, praising Henry to protect her daughter, Elizabeth. No begging, no tears, just pure class. The crowd silent, some weeping. The swordsman strikes, and in one clean cut, Anne's gone. Her body's tossed in an unmarked grave, erased from the court like she never existed. The horror isn't just the blade, it's the betrayal. Henry, the man who upended a church for her, turned her into a villain. Cromwell, her former ally, engineered her fall. Even her family, profiting from her rise, abandoned her. The charges were likely lies, cooked up to justify Henry's new marriage. Anne was a scapegoat, her ambition and wit weaponized against her. And the aftermath? Henry marries Jane Seymour 11 days later. Talk about cold. Anne's daughter, Elizabeth, grows up motherless, but becomes England's greatest queen, a final middle finger to her haters. What makes this story so chilling? It's the injustice. Anne wasn't perfect. She was ambitious, sharp-tongued, maybe ruthless, but burned for crimes she likely didn't commit. The Tudor court was a shark tank, and she swam with the biggest. Her execution wasn't just a death. It was a public humiliation meant to erase her legacy. Yet she endures. Books, plays, movies, all keep her alive. Were there others like her, silenced by power? The records hint at countless women crushed by the same system. Anne's story screams, in a man's world, a bold woman pays the price. So, what's the takeaway? Anne Boleyn's execution was a horror show of betrayal and power. A queen who changed England was cut down, her name smeared, her body discarded, but her spirit unbreakable. Which part shocked you most? Her rigged trial, Henry's betrayal, or that final sword stroke? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep her story alive. Are there other Tudor tragedies we should uncover? Tell us what to dig into next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more dark tales from history's shadows. This is History Grandpa, where we bring the forgotten back to life. Stay curious, stay shocked, and we'll see you in the next mystery.